With episode 5 of When the Phone Rings just around the corner, shocking twists await. Let's break down hidden clues, mind-blowing theories, and what might happen next. Based on clues you might have missed in the previous episodes, and official clips from the production team. Meanwhile, last week's episodes were postponed due to the political turmoil in South Korea. However, things will partially resume with only episode 5 airing this week. The ending of episode 4 was such a cliffhanger, with Sa-Eon seeing Hee-Joo with a phone pressed to her ears, and the flabbergasted look on Sa-Eon's face on learning that Hee-Joo can talk. Here's how it'll probably play out. Hee-Joo's jacket is what led Sa-Eon to the rooftop. She'd unconsciously lost it after her mother stripped it from her shoulders, and she heard her sister's friends call her a weirdo. However, Sa-Eon's immediate concern is her safety, upon seeing her precariously close to the railing, so he rushes over and takes her down from the edge, providing an avenue for Hee-Joo to hide the phone. As we know, Sa-Eon is a well-known excellent correspondent and negotiator, so Hee-Joo's phone doesn't go unnoticed, but he lets it go, as Hee-Joo is inebriated with champagne. However, he queries her at home, but she claims it was her mother on the other line. Sa-Eon's discovery of Hee-Joo's ability to speak might have happened before her interview for the sign language interpreter for the presidential office. This could be why he, out of the blue, asked her if she could speak during the interview. It could also have happened after he found her on the rooftop with a phone pressed to her ear. However, he decides to keep his findings to himself. Meanwhile, Hee-Joo gets the notification she cleared the interview, eliciting a cheer from her colleagues at the Sign Language Center. Hee-Joo, who had thought she wouldn't make it after her tense interview with Sa-Eon, can't believe her eyes. Encouraged by the center director to inform her loved ones, Hee-Joo is conflicted about who to reach between her father and Sa-Eon. She settles for Sa-Eon, but finds it difficult to communicate her thoughts to him, inadvertently sending him an emoji. Sa-Eon, who's in a meeting, is mystified about why his reserved wife would send him a heart eyes emoji. However, after the meeting, he asks Young-woo, who's also a married man, what gift to get his wife, who passed an interview. He takes Hee-Joo to a clothing store to gift her a dress, and she steals his breath away with her beauty. The next day begins eventfully for the estranged couple, as tension and chemistry sizzle between them. Hee-Joo is introduced to the rest of the presidential public relations team. Sa-Eon, who's beginning to try to understand his wife, shows her the efforts he's putting in, touching Hee-Joo's heart. Upon seeing his efforts, Hee-Joo corrects and teaches him sign language, just as she'd say she would, during the interview. Meanwhile, Yuri gets word of Hee-Joo's appointment while on the road with Sang-woo, and they decide to celebrate her after their investigation. Now, here's a theory about Sa-Eon, Sang-woo, and possibly the kidnapper. Sa-Eon decides to tag along with Hee-Joo, after she got the celebratory text from Sang-woo. His sour attitude doesn't go unnoticed, as Sang-woo asks him why he came together with Hee-Joo. When Sa-Eon asked him the same question, Yuri mentions that they visited a crime scene to investigate the case of missing children from an orphanage. As I speculated in a previous video, Sa-Eon is not the real Sa-Eon. What if the real Sa-Eon was actually killed by his grandfather because of his dark past? The case of missing children from the orphanage must be his doing. The real Sa-Eon murdered kids who were in the same orphanage as Sang-woo. This must have been what Sang-woo witnessed as a child at the mansion. Sang-woo had met the real Sa-Eon, and even spent some time with him. This means he might know that Sa-Eon is not the real Sa-Eon, or he could hate and be wary of him, because he thinks he's the real Sa-Eon, who committed those crimes. This could be why he doesn't like seeing HeeJoo, whom he likes with Sa-Eon. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore even deeper theories, shocking twists, and what might come next in When the Phone Rings. Don't miss it. Who do you think is the kidnapper? Let me know your predictions in the comments. I'll be covering all the juicy theories in part 2. Thanks for watching, bye.